Ladies and gentlemen, we meet again towards Parashat Lech Lecha for a short and sweet idea. Avraham, in the very beginning of this parasha, is told, make aliyah, drop everything and go to the land. But how is it expressed? The pasuk is very interesting, and we have to look specifically what it says. Vayom Hashem el Avram, Hashem appeared to Avram, Lech lecha me'atzecha u'mimoladetcha u'mibeit avicha la'aretz asher areka, which means go to leave the land, your land, the land where you were born, the place of your family, your parents, to the land which I will show you. This is a very interesting thing to say. First of all, it's lech lecha, go for your own good. You know what I'm suggesting to you? You have free choice. And you can go wherever you want, but I'm suggesting to you, for your own good, lech lecha, for your own good, make these 3 steps. Says the Kli Yakar, let's go from the easier step to the more difficult step. The first step is leave your land. Leave your land, meaning it'll create disorientation, physical disorientation, because you'll be in a different land with a different language. It'll be difficult to relocate yourself. But that's stage 1. Stage 2, mimoladetcha, means you will be leaving your friends and your surroundings and people you grew up with, and you'll be doing something even more difficult than just simple relocation. And the third, the more difficult, is umibeit avicha, which is even a certain emotional disorientation. You'll be relocating yourself away from your own family. And then the most difficult is el haaretz asher areka. I'm not even telling you where we're going. When you'll get there, you'll know. But start walking, which is the most difficult. So the Kli Yakar is actually saying all these 4 suggestions HaKadosh Baruch Hu is making to Avraham to make out of his free choice for his own good are from the easier to the more difficult. I heard once from my brother, who was a good friend of Rabbi Yonatan Zaks, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, an idea from Rabbi Zaks, which was the following amazing insight. If we look at the human sciences of the last 150 years, we can say quite clearly that a person who is making aliyah has to go through 3 stages. And the 3 stages have got to do with an issue which we call determinism. Is the world predetermined, or do we really have free choice? And this is such a central issue that the Rambam in Hilchot Shuvah actually invests 2 chapters, chapter 5 and 6, just to explain, are we all automatic robots, predetermined, or do we really have free choice? And he proves that we have free choice. Because we don't have free choice, nothing really makes sense. It's not reward, not punishment, and definitely not teshuvah. But it's not predestined. It's not a deterministic world. However, in the last 150 years, there were 3 schools of thought that talked about our determinism as far as our predestined life. And the first one was me'atzecha. Me'atzecha, says Rabbi Sachs, is Marxism. Marxism was about financial wealth and the wealth of your country. And if you grow up in a certain socio-economic level, so that predestines your whole life, your whole everything you'll be confronted with will be on that socio-economic level, and therefore that was his theory of Marxism. However, that is me'atzecha. However, many years later came Skinner and Pavlov, who were actually a continuation of the Darwin theory of development. with behaviorism. Mimoladetcha is behaviorism, which is the people you were surrounded with. When you grew up, you were surrounded by a certain amount of people who had influenced your character growth, and therefore you're just an outcome of the people who influenced you during your life. And behaviorism is also the second type of determinism. The third type of determinism is Freud. And Freud talks about how we are all influenced by experience we went through in our early youth, in our early childhood. And that is mibeit avicha, things that happened to you still in your early childhood that predestined what's going to happen in your life. So Rabbi Sachs is actually pointing out all these three theories of determinism, which are from the last 150 years, whether it's me'artzecha, which is Marxism, whether it is moladetcha, which is behaviorism, and whether it is beit avicha, which is Freudian psychology, as the reasons we might think the world is predestined, but it isn't. So HaKadosh Baruch is telling him, Avraham, you know what? You lech lecha, you can make your own choices in life, and you can be a fish against the current. You don't have to be trapped in the social economic system you grew up in, not in the behavioral system you grew up in, and also not in the family system you grew up in. You can be a free man, and you, as a free man, can relocate yourself to the land of holiness. The first mitzvah, the first commandment given to the first Jew, a very, very difficult commandment to relocate yourself against all the theories. Very, very difficult. And until today, people who make Aliyah have to face the same difficulties. Says the Sfat Emet, why in Shmoneh Esrei do we say Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, and then we end up with Baruch Atah Hashem Magen Avraham? Why do we only say Magen Avraham at the end? He says because we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Magen is protect. Magen Avraham, we're davening, please protect inside me the ability to go against all these currents and really do Hashem's will, even though we have these forces built inside us that pull us other directions. Give us Magen Avraham, protect within us this incredible koach Avraham had as descendants of Avraham to do what Hashem asks us to do against all odds. Shabbat Shalom.